Over 80% of people fail to learn how to code. Why is that? Look, I get it. Coding is really difficult. It's annoying to learn. You're basically learning a new language. But that is why developers get paid lots of money. And with that in mind, many people fail to learn how to code for one main reason: burnout. They think that by learning how to code 5 to 7 hours per day, that they will be good at code. However, that is a one-stop route to burnout and ending up hating the craft that you so badly want to master. So in this video, I would like to cover 3 main ways to avoid coding burnout while also giving you tips on what to do instead. So the first thing you must do to avoid coding burnout is to think in the long term. I'm talking 1 to 3 years in your mindset. People expect results right away from anything, whether it be weight loss or even a skill acquisition like coding. They expect to get good at it in 1 to 2 months. But in the case of coding, that is totally unreasonable, especially if you came from a non-technical background. So give yourself the leeway and time to actually learn this stuff properly. So when I started, I was that exact person. I wanted to learn code in 1 to 2 months. But as soon as I did that, it was just a one-way stop to burnout. So I eventually switched my goal to 1 to 4 years of learning how to code. Now, obviously, it's not going to take that long to learn, but by having that runway, it gives you the space to learn from your mistakes and actually improve on the things you do. So the second thing I do to avoid coding burnout is to set a timer of the amount of work that I can do each day. A lot of people want to do, again, 5 to 7 hours of coding a day. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I forget what it's called, but there's like an effect it does onto your mind when you give yourself a specific amount of time to accomplish something. So that's what I do. I usually code for 2.5 to 3 hours per day. But during that time, I give myself that time only during the day to code. I can't go over. And by doing that, I work much harder, but I'm also not burning out because I am not putting that much stress on my body by coding 5, 6, 7 hours a day. So the third way to avoid coding burnout, and I think this one is the most important, it is to understand that focused work is much more valuable than shallow work. Let's take a 9 to 5 worker, for example. People think they work for 9 hours or 8 hours a day, but that's usually not the case. They're probably just working for 1 hour of actual work. If you want to get ahead of people in any skill acquisition, put more time into increasing your deep work. 2 hours of deep work is much more powerful than 9 hours of shallow work. By deep work, I mean understand that you shouldn't check your phone during the times you're coding within that timer period. You shouldn't be looking at your notifications. You shouldn't be checking Instagram. You shouldn't be doing other tasks. Your focus is on the code itself. And that's what I did. I used to code for a long time, and I would be so destroyed from the coding that I just ended up hating it. When I changed over to actual focused work and just leaving my phone behind and doing less work and having the mindset that I only have a certain amount of time to code, I was much more productive with my work. I was doing more than I was doing 7 hours of coding a day, and I did a much better job with my code and remembering things because of the focused work. Now, the fourth and final thing that you should do, and what I did to avoid coding burnout, is to make learning fun. In this community of coding, we tend to be rough on ourselves, right? You know, code for like long hours, be rough on yourself, don't socialize, don't go out with friends unless you do this, blah, 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 blah. If you actually want to get ahead, you have to understand that rewarding yourself at the right time is key to improving your skills and motivating you to do more. So, I'm not saying to buy a car after every program you do. I'm just saying, go out for a cup of coffee, talk to friends, buy yourself something that is seen as a reward as a result of the work you have done. This will influence you to go work harder, to have more fun because you are getting gifts, and you're going to have fun programming and doing the hard work because you are rewarding yourself. If you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know. A subscription would really go a long way, but even a like would be amazing. I only have like 15 subscribers, so your subscription really matters. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.